So I'll tell you what, it'd be a lot more fun to count the number of times Peyton Manning says Omaha during the Super Bowl than counting calories.
I know, that's no fun. Potato skins, pizza, and beer. Normal portions of those things will lead to about 1,800 calories on game day. But who wants to serve healthy food? That's boring, right?
Not always. According to fitness chef Jen Arricale, thanks for coming in.
Hey, Jen, thank you.
Good to see you guys. Yeah,
So
great to be here.
it's great to have you back again. How can we enjoy this big party, still eat healthy, not packing all those calories that we're used to
but
doing?
not feel like it's, all
like
snooze
you're sitting
button.
in the corner.
I know, like this is
yes,
boring.
being punished. Well, being Italian, I love to eat. And also fitness is a passion of mine. So what I do is I fuse food and fitness. So everything I do is about fun, celebration, but it's got health in mind. So what I would recommend is there's a lot of great substitutions. If you're having a party, you can really make any of these easily at home, okay?
Beautiful.
If you're going to a party, bring one. You know, a lot of people bring something. So cheese is a big star, right, at Super Bowl parties. So this is for the cheese lovers. This is the sweet potato and red onion quesadilla. Okay, now, cheese, people on a diet may not be eating cheese, but what I'm asking people to do is bring nutrition into food. It doesn't always mean deprivation, right? So something tasty. Instead of pizza, instead of buffalo wings, you can make a wonderful sweet potato red onion quesadilla.
Is this what you're frying up over there?
Yep. So if we look over here, just a little bit of olive oil and paprika and whatever your favorite spices are. What I do is I cook red onion and sweet potato ahead of time, and actually I tip the sweet potato on microwave so it gets a little soft.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Yep. So then what you're doing is you're sautéing these for maybe just, 5-10 minutes, okay?
Just until it's caramelized.
Right.
And
It has a lot of the nice flavor in there from the spices. Then you would put your whole wheat tortilla, again, another healthier choice, okay? Whole wheat tortilla on a pan. Sprinkle some cheese on.
On that pan, did you put olive oil on there too?
Yep, a little bit of olive oil. If you'd hand me the cheese, Mike, see that at the end there? And you can even use just plain low-fat mozzarella if you want to even be a little healthier, okay? But so you can even cook this ahead of time, the party, put this aside. This is kind of your filling. And you just add it, to the whole quesadilla like this. This will continue to melt. It'll give you a, fold it over. This is kind of mushed, okay?
And then just slice it up.
Yes, and then, so now it becomes finger food, okay?
That's
See
great.
that?
What about calories per serving on something like that?
Well, what you're doing is the cheese is going to be the biggest part of your calories, so you can put a very little bit of cheese and up the sweet potato and onion. You can even put some spinach in there, and it's delicious. And then serve it with the salsa, you're done.
I like that idea.
And then you have this 4-pepper pico de gallo.
Yes, this is great. Now, pico de gallo salsas are traditionally with tomato, and what I like to do is bring in all the antioxidants. I mean, look how beautiful. These are all the ingredients right here.
Great color.
Okay.
Red and gold
and
orange and green.
Yep, and what they say about color is that's all very good antioxidant. Oh, you're going for one of my home-baked chips, I see, to
So
try.
what do we need to make
are.
our pita chips?
How do you make the chips?
Okay, the chips are another really fun thing. So I get whole wheat pita bread at the store.
Great.
Okay.
So
now,
this is what it looks like. We all recognize in the bread aisle.
Yep.
Right, a package of these.
Right. And then what I do is I cut them in half, and then I cut them again like this in thirds. And again, to kind of save on the calories, I then split it in half.
I see what you're doing there,
Okay. Do a bunch of this on the baking sheet. And I like to make it like a puzzle to get as much on there as I can.
Yeah.
So you just
Okay,
put
great.
it on the cookie sheet.
Yeah. And okay, there you go. And then a little olive oil with whatever spices you would want, and you just literally brush just a tiny bit on there.
So what types of spices do you put on your pita chips?
I use an all-purpose seasoning. That's no salt, already all mixed, but what's really good is cumin, paprika, garlic, a little hot pepper maybe if you like it.
Well,
bake that at 350 and you get these.
How long do you bake it?
About 10 minutes.
10 minutes,
That's
not too
it,
long.
yeah.
The pico de gallo has a great, a fresh flavor. It's so fresh.
So fresh. So it's lime juice, fresh cilantro, fresh jalapeno peppers, and then a fruit. These are peaches. I actually made that with frozen mango. So I wanted to show.
Lime juice gives that little zest.
It does.
Yes,
so
I would
there's
order
no
that
oil.
at a restaurant. I would order that at a restaurant every day of the week.
It's really good. And you know what's great with leftovers? If you do have leftovers, that is wonderful in an omelet the next morning or even in a quesadilla if you're going to make some more quesadillas. You can even put a little bit of regular salsa in there to make like a chunky salsa. It goes great on salad.
Yeah,
Think about
in all these recipes are really easy to make.
Yes, they're easy, they're quick, they're all on my website. I'm always looking for, sometimes people have nutrition restrictions, you know, dietary restrictions, and so what I try to do, I call it genify it.
Yeah.
Give me your favorite recipe, let me genify it for you to make it healthier, no salt, no dairy, whatever it is you're trying to work around.
You kind of touched on it, but the matter of taking some of this to someone else's house, when they say, oh, but just bring whatever you want.
Yeah.
And you want something that travels easily?
Yes.
That people are going to enjoy without it.
Right.
It's all still there when you leave and nobody liked it.
Exactly. And so I think it's always nice to bring one thing. Of course, you don't want to offend anyone, so you just want to say, hey, is it okay if I bring a homemade dish? And I think especially when people find out you've actually you're making spring, they're always super open to that. And I'll tell you, all 3 things we've made here today are party favorites. I have people asking there's never leftovers.
Yeah,
so leftovers is never an issue.
I can imagine.
And you're not offended I just kind of took over this. I want to try one of these hot quesadillas, right?
Okay, well, we're going to...
I turned it up, cranked it up a little bit.
Yep.
So
and notice how little cheese I put on there.
You didn't put a lot of cheese on there. It's a low-fat cheese.
What, is that maybe 2 tablespoons?
Yeah, I mean, no more than 1/4 of a cup, that's for sure. So, yeah, and again, because, you know, I use the smaller wheat tortillas because what you find is, you know, when you're serving it, I'd like to have finger food. I like to have things where people can kind of roam the room and pick things up, and you're not stuck with a fork.
A question about tortillas. There's one at my neighborhood grocery store that's a fat-free flour tortilla. Is that any better?
You know, those are good, but you got to be careful. If you try to bake that, it's going to be like you're eating a brick, you know, a thin brick.
Right.
So even the gluten-free ones are really hard when you try to warm them up. If you're eating it just at room temperature, like with a burrito, the things that take out fat or gluten are good alternatives.
But
if you're going to bake or do something warm with it, it gets pretty bad.
Yeah, and so when you go to Super Bowl parties, do you take this healthy stuff? And what's the reaction from other people that maybe aren't into the eating healthy?
Well, I don't put a sign on it that says this is healthy. Don't tell them at all. Like, this is so good, you know, what's in this? You know, and people can't believe there's sweet potato in these quesadillas, that there's no meat in there, you know, that there's no chicken or beef in there, and it's so delicious and hearty. So, you know, I think it's really, it opens up, it's a great way to introduce people to eating healthy without feeling like they're changing their entire lifestyle.
Well, and that's what, if we can find a couple of recipes for Super Bowl Sunday, but then you like them enough that you keep going back to them to stick to those health and fitness goals.
That's great. Did you notice the colors on my napkins? I've got the 2 teams, okay? I mean, Super Bowl.
Her website, JenEricHall.com. We also have all of these recipes on our site, OmahaMorningBlend.com, if you'd like.
Yes.
All
right, thank you. Okay, great.
I'm going to get that.
I'm going to save that for you.
Yes.
Okay.
Jen's recipes, and you'll find some others too at OmahaMorningBlend.com. If you just click on the recipes tab on our homepage, that's where you'll find them.
So the 2014